Campbell's at the door.
You gave me hope when it seemed hopeless. You put a song in my heart. Showed me a road not often taken. You gave me a start all the way. Why did you ever change your name all the way? Why did you ever change your name? Because you were like a wave on the ocean, wild and free you came. And you were like a storm coming out of mountains, never to be tamed all the way. Why did you ever change your name all the way? Why did you ever change your name?
Okay, welcome back to Satanic Initiation on Lady Babylon. Tonight, there are going to be two groups of you. Those who can make it all the way through to the end without severe nausea. And those who it won't affect at all. But that will be a few. That'll be a minority. You say, how can you set things up? By bringing in something like, oh, God, because you know where we're going. We were last time in the temple at Jerusalem with Jesus, bringing us new territory. Now we're going to stay with Jesus only this time. Instead of going with him, we're going to bring him up. We're going to bring him up along with Moses and the party. Tonight we're going into an actual Bacchic revel. And I know that you feel like you can make it all the way through, but you'll regret it at some point. I can promise. Tonight on Lady Babylon. We have to pull out our most holy incense tonight to be able to purify this place. I mean, bring it bricks at a time. We're going to cleanse out this place so that we can call in these texts. And I'm going to show you some just straight up literal Bacchic ritual. And we're going to be looking at drugs. We're going to be looking at states of mind. And we're going to be looking at catharsis. Yeah. What we need to cleanse this place is a little bit of Artemis. We need that daimon called Iocheira. Iocheira, she who pours the poison. She who pours the poison. Something happened. It was Aura. You know what she had the guts to do? She had the guts to put down Artemis for the shape of her body. Yeah, she did. And this is what happened to her. Go ahead, Chewy. I have seen the place where the woman is made a bride. She is made that bride next to the rock. Yes, next to the rock. Now you think to yourself, what does that have to do with? What does that have to do? Just wait. Just wait. There's a wedding we need to go to. Ready? Everybody, ship's here. Everybody get out. I want you to look right now. I want you to look into the eyes of a Bakken and what's going on with a Bakken. Let's hit me with the first one, Chewy. Fantastic. Blow it up. Yeah. Nobody. You know what's going on during the celebration? Nobody in the city was achoric. And you say, achoric, what does that mean? Nobody didn't dance. Nobody didn't dance. That's what happens. It's what happens with the stuff, guys. As soon as we get there, we're not going to be sitting in pews, right? We're going to be dancing. Fantastic. And um Bacchus is going to go visit somebody. He's going to go visit Icarius. Okay, cool. Let's hang with him. Come on, Bacchus. We got Jesus. We got Jesus right with us. Here he is. Let's go. Let's go to the next one. Boom. This is what Bacchus is distributing. A pain-killing intoxication. A pain-killing intoxication. If, I want you to look at these words. Lucy ponoio means to destroy that anguish, to take away that pain. And it is used for a specific class of drugs. It is the name of a class of drugs in antiquity. The pain killers. Let's go on. The painkillers. So, okay, did everybody get the, okay, we're good to go. Okay, I just want you to notice the name in the very middle of the second line. Ganymede. Bacchus tells this guy, he says, look, we're watching him talk right now. I'm sorry. What's that? Bacchus, what'd you say? He said, look, I'm going to make you the equal of Ganymede. Ganymede. You're going to be heading up the rites. You know what people brought up until this point? You're going to bring them my communion. My communion. You're going to bring them the blood. Do you understand, my son? It's the Son of God we're talking about. Don't you get that wrong either. We come here to worship Bacchus at this time in history. We come here to honor the Son of God. The reason that we have all of the problems is because people will not embrace that he is the Son of God. Yes. Prove it, Bacchus. Prove it. Okay, I'm starting to, can you feel the, at least the painkillers? They give you that right at the door, right? Let's keep going to the next one. Why Ganymede? Yeah, why Ganymede? Go to the next one. Why Ganymede? Because Ganymede gives something to Zeus. Actually, take it down, Chewy, and get us whatever mind-bending pictures you've got. Because Ganymede is going to take us to Zeus. Well, who is Ganymede? Oh, isn't that nice? There he is. You thought I was just making up stories. No, look, here they are. Fantastic. Ganymede, what does he do? He bears the cup for Zeus. He bears the cup. What does that mean? Well, that's on two levels, people. Okay. And we know it because you and I, did you see that Roman hitchhiker we picked up a few weeks ago who's been on the time spaceship? Yeah. He's influencing us subconsciously. Yeah. And what he's doing is he's telling us, look, we know what the Ganymede is. The Ganymede's the cup. If you are following the Purification poems, which are old Roman poems, hymns and whatnot, little ditties, epigrams, all sorts of stuff, man. Purification. And what do they say in the Purification? Ganymede has the anal cup. Yes. Zeus drinks from Ganymede and Hebe. Hebe? Did you just say Hebe? I did. Do we have a picture? Fantastic. Hebe. Notice, she looks like she may be young. It's because youth is what her name means. Okay, remember, we worship the gods. We're not like Christians and Jews. We do not become monists and worship one force at the expense of all the others. We worship youth in antiquity. Hey, who doesn't want to be young? Who doesn't want to be young? Do you know the Son of God? Who's the Son of God, Mary? You guys don't know it. You don't know who the Son of God marries. It's Hebe. It's youth. And what does Hebe do? Youth gives ambrosia to the Olympians. She's the source of Olympian ambrosia. What is ambrosia? What are ambrosia and nectar? Right? Because Ganymede's tromping around with the nectar. He's got that nectar. Right? And youth, what she's got the ambrosia. And what is she doing? If she doesn't give us that, we don't live forever. You mean that's what the Greeks thought? Yes. Let me say this to you, and I want you to use everything you've practiced up until this point mentally. Mentally. If you don't feed the gods ambrosia and nectar, they die. They become mortal. Their mortality is burned off by their own ichor. And what is ichor? That is what flows in your veins. That's what Medea removed from Telos. Yeah. And if you don't have it from Hebe and Ganymede, you don't have your mortality burned off. Yeah. Did you think that right? It's a system has to work according to the laws of physics, right? Okay, I get it. Let's get very rational stuff, people. It's not, come on. You didn't, who's here to get Bacchus? I came. Let's stop the lesson and just get back to Bacchus. Let's go. Look at this, people. What's he going to give you? He's going to give you, look at the two words underlined. Did you see oinu and end? That's the word for wine and genitive. Oinos, right? Oh, look at that. And its adjective is way the heck over there. On the other side, way over here, right here. Egersino oyo. And that's a funny for you Greek people, my students. That's archaic, right? That's an old genitive. Anywho, look, they don't have to be right next to each other. I got no problem with that. What is this thing full of, right? It's full of this wine that is resurrection wine. You say, what? Resurrection wine. Have you ever heard of resurrection wine? Oh, interesting. It's going to agero you. What does that mean? You remember the little kid that was under the influence in the tomb, screaming out? Jesus goes into him. Rise up. Egero. That's all you need, people. That's all you need is that resurrection wine. Okay, the Son of God brings us that. Right? Thank you. Nice. Let's go to the next one. What else do we get in this package, right? Well, it has, if you're going to be involved in this, you're going to be involved in the oestrus up front. And everybody here knows what the gadfly does. The gadfly stings you and makes you mad. He makes you crazy. He makes you want to pursue. Kicks your mind into a place of mania that is unsatisfiable, insatiable. Oh, God. She's giving it to him. Who? His daughter. Instead of the milk. That's what it says under it. Let's go. Let's go. And what happens? Look, 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 look. Speak up. Speak up, old man. Where'd you find the nectar of Olympus on earth? Where'd you find it? Where'd you get it? You didn't get it from catharsis. This xanthochron hudor. Look at that. Xanthochron. What does that mean? It means the color of xanthos. Xanthos. What is the stuff? You thought, what is this stuff? I'm going to assume it's wine. This isn't the origin of winemaking. This is the origin of Bacchus. Take a look at the next. We're going to get I think it's this one. Is that? Yep. Xanthos, people. Now we have a problem. Take it down. We have a problem, and then put it right back up when I say we have a problem with colors in antiquity. You would think in Greek that there would be a red and a blue, maybe a green and a yellow. Everything's going to be fine. Yeah. Well, you discover there's a huge problem when you start studying medicine, because every color fluid that comes out of the body must be described. These are all symptoms. Yeah. Was he phlegmatic? What was it like? Right? Was he bilious? Right? So you have to know these colors, and they're weird and they can vary. And every time you have one, you got to think, I bet this could be a couple other colors. So here's our option, people, of the color: yellow, various shades with a tinge of red, brown, or auburn. Perhaps all the way to a brown through an auburn. Golden, people. Xanthos is golden. It's like yellow with a touch of blood, with just a touch of blood. But look, we know certain people are known for their nice blonde hair. Their nice blonde hair. And there's even a wine here in this list. Look at paragraph number 2. We got an aphrodisiac wine. There's that golden. Golden. You want some golden stuff here? You know what Achilles' hair was colored? It was golden. You know what Medea's hair was colored? It was color of radiating sun. Woo. Nice. Nice. That's the color we've got here. And that's the color of the hudor, the solution that Bacchus has given people. And let's see what it does. Okay, so first, we already got the painkillers at the door. Woo! Right now, what are we doing? Right now, we're getting ready and we're hearing about it. People are dancing, singing, and now we're going to get the golden. We're going to get the golden. You ready for the golden? Watch what it does to you. Watch what the golden does to you. Don't tell me, right? No regrets on this trip. People all wanted to be here, so no regrets for what we're about to see. I think it was this one, Chewy. Yeah, I just wanted to blow that up. Look up. There it is. Getting the golden water. Okay, here we go. Bring me up the next one. Go ahead. Yep. No, that's not that one. I wanted to show them that one. We're good. Look, in a fragment, I just want you to see before we got there, I was about to drink it, right? I was about to drink it. But look, we got to realize who's around us at the party. Who's around us? A crowd, an ochlos, just like Jesus. You mean Jesus' kiddies followed us here? Yes. Jesus' children followed us to a Bacchic rave. You can do that. You know why? The devil's in control. You can summon his ghost. You can grab that resurrected guy right out of the sky. Bring him here right now. Why'd you think the 2 or 3 thing? 2 or 3 of you, I'll be right there with you. You will. There's 100 of us. Let's go to look what we brought them with us, people. What does this say? It says this is all happening with a crowd of the local nymphs. Local nymphs and children, right? Children, local nymphs and the children. Do you remember the doves? Oh, wow. What is a nymph? What is a nymph? What is a dove? What is a dove? Where are the kids? We're in a Bacchic rave. Does anybody feel just a little uncomfortable? No, you don't. And do you know why you don't feel uncomfortable? Because we have given you one drug at the entry, and now you're getting another one. This is the main thing. You'll need an antidote for it. But just wait, watch what happens. Let's see. This is and I know some of you have written to me and have been, by the way, if I haven't gotten back to you, I'm really sorry. I will catch up. But for any of you who have been, people have written to me and said that, they know of these festivals, right? What's the difference between the mystery and just a good solid rave? Because watch what happens at the mystery. It doesn't happen at the rave. Okay, here we go. Oh my God. This thing, did you get some? Let's have some together. That's right. Let's have some. Final season. Let's have some together. Have some together. Oh, that golden stuff. That's what they're doing. And what happens? This golden stuff, I'm just going to translate. This isn't the potion that Lady Athena created for us. This isn't that. This thing is sweeter than any milk that you can get, man. Right? It stays fresh all the time. Do you hear me? Did I just have the potion? Yeah. And this is what I'm saying. This stuff is crazy good. Wow. Fresh, bro. That's what happens. Fresh. Now, look what happens. It's also, look at the last word in the third line. Kukeonos. Kukeonos. Does anybody recognize the kukeon? Yes. You remember how many times I've told you kukeon is an ingredient that is used. It's a compound, but it is an ingredient that is used along with other. It's mixed with other things, right? This thing that you're getting on board, this is the top. This is the heart of Eleusis being channeled right through a god, right into a nectar. And we're going to get served that nectar. Let's go to the next one. I love this. Are you guys ready? Watch what happens. Watch what it does to people. Look, you must have taken this stuff from, didn't you take this stuff from Hebe? She must have been the one to give it to you. And Ganymede, he said previously, right? So you must have stolen this stuff, right? Who took the mixing bowl of the gods, right? Wow. This is where you are mentally. Next one. Tell me. Speak. Right? Speak. Something's going to come from your stoma. What's going to come from your mouth? We're under the influence of this sweet potion. Notice here in the first line, it's not a wine, it's a potion. It's a drink that's been concocted. And what happens? I become Hedumanes. Look at that. I got problems in my brain, right? I'm in mania. Don't you feel like you're in mania? I'm sorry, but this is right? We got to have the music. We got to be dancing. Remember, we're dancing because people dance when they're under this influence. It's of the devil. That's why the devil dances. Sisters of repression and dissatisfaction. You know you want it. The people are even commenting that you want it. Does that satisfy you? The repression is too much. The communion allows the Bacchant, my class, to enter into the place where the repression is loosed. Isn't that nice? You want to see the Villa of the Mysteries? Sometime we should all take a field trip to the Villa of the Mysteries. Yes, right. We should all go. Transported through time and space. Let's go to the next reference source. Yep. Where are we? Look at this. Just look at the thing that's underlined. That's all you got to know. Where's my mind going under the influence of the gold? It's going into Lissa. To Lissa. Who was Luce? Madness. Mania. Right? And it's Thyatic mania. Right? This is specifically Bacchic mania. This is the glorification of the mother, the virgin who mated with Zeus to produce the Son of God. To produce the Son of God. She birthed within the lightning. Are you ready to see the lightning? Do you have the oestrus on? Because it's said this is giving us the oestrus. Right? It's said it's giving us that sting. Are you ready? I know why Paul said this stuff was so good. Right? Go to the next one, please. Yeah. Oh, look at this one. Look at this one. Just okay. I got to fill in the blank for what happened between here. You can leave it up, Chewy, if you want. It's your call. You have good judgment. Thanks for all the navigation, and none of this would be possible. What happens? So when you're in that oestrus, when you're in that state, something strange happens. The music and the dancing will focus the group of maniacs into one machine. And they will turn on Icarius and they will kill him. Together, they will understand why his death is necessary. And they will kill him in their mania. And there's a very graphic description of them doing this. And now here's where you start feeling a little regretful, right? They kill him. They pound him with their fists. They bludgeon him. Yeah. And then they start with a cudgel and aerating him. It's got a spike on it, a thorn, and they start aerating him. And the blood is splashing around. And this verse says that blood, it combined with that dew, purplizing the wine, purplizing it, making it purple. The blood is absolutely necessary. You cannot have the mystery without a sacrifice. Do you want to see the sacrifice continue? It's going to get graphic. That was nothing. Okay? Don't feel bad for the dude, right? He's the one who was given the gift. Yeah, he's the one who's given the gift. This is a God. This is a God not to be toyed with, right? You can't make a deal with the devil and then renege. You can't. It just doesn't work. All right. Let's see what Bacchus does. Are you ready? I know a lot of you are like, oh, I'm not sure I want to go here. Right? We're going. Yeah, sit. Love it. Let's go there to the next one. Yeah. They're screaming now. Crazy stuff too. No, go to the next one. Oh, this is what I want. Yeah, that's fine. I want you to notice that all of this spiraling down, this mania is a controlled psychosis that is driven by Eros. This says Eros is a prophet, the one who is the fire. Okay? Unless you are in this state, you'll never make it to that vision and prophecy. If you think Isaiah and Ezekiel walked around with a little notepad and did their little no, they didn't. Those guys were warped out of their minds. I was standing there on Mount so-and-so underneath a blank tree, and all of a sudden, the Lord God smacked my noggin and I ended up in the wilderness. Right. And the angel standing there. What did I do? I bent over and I was urinating on the ground, in my pants because I was so scared and shaking and, right. There's only one way to get there. This is what the gold is for. This is what the gold is for. It allows us to find that place. That place we can come back from. Yeah. And have a new birth. Yeah, love it. Let's go to the next one. This is poetry, people. And I want you to notice here. Remember Carl Rock? Here's a little tribute to Carl Rock. I mean, he's still, it's not, it's a tribute, like, could email him too, but I'll do it here. Look, thuepolos in theos. What is a thuepolos? It's somebody who leads the thue or thuo, who leads that sacrifice that is the burning of the incense. This is Mr. Fumigator. He works for Hera, and he is in theos, my tribute to Dr. Ruck coining the word entheogen. Right? Well, here's entheos right there. Right? That priest who is the one officiating that rite, who is bringing you to the place that you need to be brought, that priest is entheotic. They have a connection that you don't understand. Right? Now, you can obtain that connection through the mystery. And the Christians would say, this is your daimonia. Exactly. Right? Exactly. So do you see the drugs are there? The ritual is there. Everything about the mystery. By the time Jesus gets there, remember, this is hot. This is hot 300 years before Jesus. This is hot 250 years before Jesus, when people are writing for the first time the Septuagint in Greek, and it becomes a hit. Yeah. Yeah. This is that stuff that's there. Remember, it's from this environment. That's why Moses is going to show up. You thought Moses was going to show up? Oh, we got to keep going. Where are the babies? Can somebody get me the babies? It never works unless you have a giant sacrifice. Do you see? Let's go. Let's look at the child sacrifice, shall we? Oh, no, let's not. You can't look anywhere today that you don't see the child sacrifice. So appropriately, here it is. Here it is. Let's go to the next one. Yep. Yeah. Oh, okay. So here, I'm just going to translate. Look, I'm really small, but I'm just going to blow it up. It's okay. I don't mind. Ow, it's hurting me. Okay. Look, what happens? Dionysus is pissed off. Yeah. And what does he do? He drives all the Enochian women oistrous mad. Look at the second line, oistresa. He ostracizes them. Yeah. And what do they start doing? They start alalazoing. What do you do when you alalazo? It's a war cry. It's also a shout of joy, and it's particular to the Bacchic mysteries. It is our word, take it down, for hallelujah. For hallelujah. Just take it down for a minute. Hallelujah. When you want to express hallelujah, you're expressing an old Greek idea. An old Greek idea that was there centuries before there was ever any Hebrew. Okay? Our understanding of these documents has been completely tainted by religious schools, both Jewish and Christian. Both of these groups, this Jewish religion and this Christian religion, both of these monotheistic religions developed from the Bacchic ritual. Now, I'm not the one to first start saying that. They said that in antiquity when they were watching what they did. Yeah, fantastic. Okay, let's go to the next source. What are those people doing? That looks illegal. Go to the next one. Okay, no, I mean, go to the old one. Okay, yeah, there we are. Okay, now what happens? He drives them mad. He's pissed off, right? Bacchus is mad. Why? Because they won't accept his worship. So he makes them accept his worship. You see, that's not a very nice thing for the Son of God. This Son of God isn't like the Son of God that you're used to, right? This Son of God has something to prove, and he does so. Watch this. What does he do? The women, he makes it so they go out on the highways and they find people and hurt them. And these poor women, they take, I'm just going to translate it for you. They ready their cutting implements, yep, for their newborns. They ready cutting implements for their newborns. And they take the sword. And what is this? What happens? A mother will kill her kid right there. Yeah. Another one will take her kid who is only 3 years old and totally destroy him. And another one, some other one, will take their little kid and throw him up in the air. Just heave him under the influence. They won't have any thoughts. You know where their minds are? It says their minds are in a place they won't have any thoughts for breastfeeding, right? They won't have any thoughts for that. They won't remember the childbirth, right? They won't remember. They'll just sacrifice. So a mother killed her son. Yeah, doesn't even think about the breast, has no memory of giving that kid birth. You know what happens in the place called Asterion? It says this. You know what happens? Their young people give a sacrifice of the locks of their hair. You know what sacrifice they're given now? They're given the children's sacrifice. Yeah, take it down. Uh-oh. All the air went out of the room, right? Can you feel it? It's kind of chilly, right? You thought you wanted to come to this. I told you. I'll bring it to you. I'll show you what it is. I'll show you. And now you're sad. Don't worry. There's a bottom and there's a top. We'll come back. We'll come back. Here, let's start to come back. We've gotten to the bottom. Okay, are you ready? Shift into, bring in Jesus. Where's Jesus? Come here, Jesus. Revelation. Revelation 21. And I saw a new Uranus and a new Gaia. For the first Uranus and the first Gaia, they perished. They went away. And the sea is not. Yeah. And what else did he see? He saw holy Jerusalem. I'm telling you what I'm seeing, baby. I see that new Jerusalem coming down from Uranus and from Theos. I see it coming. Yeah. And what's going to happen? It's going to be like a nymph. It's going to be like a nymph. Wait, take it down. A nymph. Did we just see them? We saw them, right, with the kids. You saw them, Chewy. Did you see the nymphs that were here? I told you, right? We're going to see a nymph. Wait a minute. Is this the Bible talking about Jesus, the Son of God, performing the mystery? Correct. It is. It is. It's him doing it. And he's got the nymph. Have you ever wondered? Let me just ask you Christians, Catholic, Protestant, doesn't matter. I'll even ask the Mormons. Maybe the Mormons go for this stuff. To Jehovah's Witnesses, I don't care. All you guys know that when Jesus comes back, when the Son of God returns, he's going to make you his bride. No, it's okay, Chewy. It's okay. Yeah, he's going to make you his bride. You know you're the bride of Christ. Are you ready to see, bride of Christ, what you're in for? Yeah, this new Jerusalem. This new Jerusalem. Oh, what's it going to be like? Did you know the foundations of Rome? Do you know what the Templars found? They found the foundation of Rome and the city of the 7 hills. That's what they found. Jerusalem. Let's go to the next past. Yeah, the same one. Here, Here it is, Revelation. What happened? I heard a voice. Oh God, they're hearing voices again. Right? Are you guys hearing voices? I mean, the stuff they gave us. And I heard the voice, a great one. And it's coming from a throne. It's coming from a throne. Okay. I think I took something else, people. Look, there's a tent of God with men, and he's tentifying with men. And somebody out there, I know, I can feel you. I can feel you, Mason, a Freemason. I know you're out there. I know you're out there, and you want that skein to be something dirty. Freemasons are dirty, right? Wants that skein to be something, right? Look for the gland, right? This is what's going to happen. We're going to scanify. Are you ready to go back to the passage? Oh God, it's so lovely. And the a lot of people, God himself, right? He'll be there. And a lot of people. It's going to be a big crowd, right? And he's going to wipe away all your tears, baby. No tears. Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you, underneath the influence of the gold, nobody's going to care. If you and I can execute our children, our newborns, right in front of everybody, and nobody cares, right? They're going to eat them anyway, right? They're going to have homophagia, right? Ooh, going to have a kind of a watered down barbecue without the barbecue, without the fire. You ever eat raw meat? Hey, you wanted a Bacchic revel, right? You wanted it. Let's go. Let's go back to that one. Yeah. And what is he going to do? All of this is going to happen because in that third to last line, kai ho thanatos uk estai, and there will be no death. Take it away. There will be no death. Do you know why? Didn't we show you last time Jesus going through the cathartic rituals? Didn't we show you his magic that he's doing? Yeah. This is the extension of that. This is the performance of the mystery. You go back to that verse one more time. The same one. I just want you to notice, people, death will not exist. Death will not exist. Remember what we said? Those of the second death. What do we do? What do we do? In those days, we are going to be stuck because we're going to be searching for death. But death is not going to come. Right? Why? Because the mystery will have been restarted. Yeah. The mystery is that salvation from death. Yeah. You didn't think Jesus and the resurrections were all just symbolic, right? Right? Yeah. Realize the physics that's there. Right? You evangelicals may be able to pull out enough common sense to respect what I'm saying. Yeah, let's go. Let's go to the next one. Look what's going to happen. There will be no death. I just want you guys to see it, right? Why? Because we've restarted the mystery. And what does the mystery do? The mystery averts death. How does the mystery do that? By submerging you in that transit. Yeah. Right? Right into that black hole. Love it. It's going to open your eyes, right? Jehovah was trying to do that from the start. What do you think Eve was for? You got to have the water of life if you want to take Adam, your boy, to the place where he goes beyond and comes back and has the knowledge. Has the knowledge. It's like a god. It's like a god. You know how you burn off somebody's mortality? I wish we would start. I wish we would start. Let's go to the next one. Love it. Okay. Hey, for the rest of you, just give in to that fear of Christ. Right? Now, wait a minute. I didn't say anything about fear. I forgot to mention, people, the drugs that they've been giving us, that makes us kill our children. Those drugs make us exceptionally fearful. Fearful. And what do we fear? We fear the Christ. This language that you find in the New Testament is not separate and distinct from the environment of the classical world. Jesus did not suddenly appear within a vacuum. Yeah. He is using the machinery that is there at the time. Has anybody noticed that we've been doing Greek the whole time? That everything Jesus says is in Greek? Because they were not speaking Hebrew. Yeah, it was liturgical. And it pissed people off. But too bad. Languages die. Right? Deal with it. Greek kicked. But across the world, it wasn't just Hebrew. Gee, how many languages did the Roman world wipe out? Right? Oh, thanks, Evander. Evander gave him the alphabet, through his mom, Carmenta. Love it. She was a prophet, right? She was a Bacchic prophet. Does that surprise anyone? Yeah. Love it. Did you know your history has been generated by people you are unfamiliar with? Yeah. Yeah, it has. Very good. Very good. It's only the dogs that get recognized, right? Give into your fear of Christ and right, become that fear of Pan. Keep going. Yeah, and the women, by the way, this is just a little bit. I'm taking Paul and I'm just causing him to cough up some things. We're talking about marriage and whatnot and cult, and what if you are within the movement? What is your opinion? Right? You gotta obey your men, as if they were the kurios. Do you hear me, Eve? Do you hear me out there? Why is this associated? Do you hear me, Eve? Eve didn't listen. That's what started the whole problem. They had just written this thing in the 3rd century. So these New Testament writers, they're fresh on it, right? It's hand in glove. It's good stuff. And you have to understand that kurios, that Christos is that Adam. And I'm not the one saying this. They're the ones saying this. Is the Adam. You mean Judaism and Christianity are just two aspects of one single cult? Yes. And that cult came earlier and gave birth to Judaism and Christianity at a time when women were also worshipped. Love it. Love it. You're never going to be able to hide those women. Jehovah. Keep going. Yeah. Next quote, please. This is Ephesians, and Paul says, "And the men, love your wives, as Christ, as he agape the ecclesia, the church." Right? Okay. All right. Good. Gave himself, put his all and might into it. You know what I mean? For the church. Because this is his bride. Come on, man. We defend him. We defend the bride. That's the way it is. You think this mystery doesn't defend the bride? Look, and what is all this for? It is for catharsis. It is for a cathartic cleansing. Wait, what? Am I back in the Bacchic, right? Yeah, you are. This is Christianity, but it's Bacchic. And what is all this for? What does Ephesians say? Right? Why does Jesus do all of this? In order that he may purify her. Right? He may make her holy with a purification that is a bath. It's a bath of water. And how do we get there? We get there in remati. Rema. Rema. That's what we'll teach you. That's what we'll teach you in the initiation. When we get there and we are ready to bring you there and back, that's what we'll use. The rema. This is what we see in the papyri, the Greek magical papyri. This is what we see. The use of this rhema, this saying. It's not really the same. It's this power that radiates that you use via the logos, which was in the beginning. Right? You see, you have to channel the right forces, right? Or you're not going to be commanding demons. It gets my goat when people try to command demons without understanding the physics, because the physics is image. And if you don't have the right image, it's going to be useless. I don't know why. I mean, it's like if you don't have wings, you're not going to fly, bro. It's that simple. Let's go back to the source. Okay, good. And so this is that cleansing that we need. We are in cathartic rites with Jesus and Bacchus. Go back. Yep. Fantastic. Yeah. Why is he what's he going to do? Ultimately, he's going to make his bride a thing of honor, right? Not having any spilon or rutida. Wait, she's got no spilon and no rutida. Did Eve have this stuff? Did Eve have this? No, she didn't. Right? Because Jesus and Jehovah don't pick anything but perfect virgins. Right? Are you come on, people? Watch. Look what happens. But she is a momos. Eve is a momos at the bottom. She is not without blame. A momos. The church has to be made without blame. Why does Eve have the blame? Because she went through it and had her eyes opened and saw that God was nobody. Yeah. Isn't that amazing? It brought her. You thank the Garden of Eden and the expulsion of Eve and her forced hard labor in childbirth because he took away all her drugs. You really think that Eve went down and got on her knees and honored this Cretan who threw her out? Sorry, apologies to people of Crete. It's Menander. And back to Medea. She's the one who said Cretans are all liars, right? Sorry. To modern Crete. Lovely place. Gorgeous place. Anywho, this is what we have to deal with. Eve's reputation. She didn't lose it. She gained it. What did God, Jove or Jehovah, what did that Father God know? He knew that if she got access to this fruit from her own tree, that she would be like him. She wouldn't need him. Right? When you get there, take it down for 1 second. When you get there and you realize that you don't need him, you know why he puts a guardian there, right? He puts a guardian. Who kept that way? The light bringer kept that way. Mr. Reason himself kept that way. He allowed her to contravene the orders of the mongrel God who was with the boy Adam. Now, when I say theos there, hear from antiquity, hear from the Bronze Age. Theos, hear it, right? Can you see him? I can see him. People say, don't make an image of Allah or God, right? Don't make an image. I got one right here. And it's not complimentary. Why? Because we're children of Eve. Yeah, let's be children of Eve. I love that. That was beautiful. Those romantics were nuts. Let's go. A couple more and that's it, because we are way over time. What is that spilos? That's just I just wanted you to see that it's like some kind of naughtiness, right? Flack or a blemish. It's just some kind of mark or blemish. And let's go back to Paul. What is it? What is it? Christ did what? He loved you and gave himself for you, for us, right? As a offering, something brought forward, and thusia as that burnt sacrifice. And what does that burnt sacrifice do? It's a beautiful smell. It is eodias. Wait, it is Euodian? Did I tell you? Did you guys see on the pot when we came in and they had that stuff that causes the pain killing? The initial drug that we all took to get into the mystery. Did anybody notice that written on that pot was the very same? Was something, go back to that, Chewy? Was something the very same. What was written on that pot? What was written on that pot? Euodia. That which is most pleasing to the smell. To the smell. A euotic drug. Compounds are euotic. And what does Nonus tell us? The compound that Dionysus gives us, he tells us it is euotic. Euotic. You didn't know Jesus was carrying around the same thing, did you? Yeah. Remember what he got so pissed about in the temple? You can't bring that scale of sin. Right? This is my thing. Right? Let's go. Let's go back up. Yep. Just to the next source. Yeah. Hey, keep talking, Paul. Keep talking. Nope. Next one. Yep. Okay. And you got to know this stuff, man, that what does Paul say? He says every pornos, every akathartos, right? Every pleonectes. Yeah. Wait, what kind of people are you talking about? Everyone who's a porne or pornos. Remember, a pornos can be a 12-year-old boy, right? It's somebody who is being used within the trafficking, right? The sex trade. And what else? Unclean, akatharsia. Well, anybody who has that akatharsis, right? Who's akathartos, right? Everyone who is that. Well, what are they? They are idolaters. They are idolaters. If you go through one of these purifications, you're going to end up performing idolatry. And if you look up porneia, you'll find that it is not only temple worship, but at the very same time, it is temple sex. It is acts that cause you to enter into a sexual state, right? Even if they're using virgin priestesses who are not de-virginified to retain their oracular power. Okay? So there's still sexual acts going on in these rites. All right. Now, I promised you Moses would show up. Where's that guy? Come on, Moses. Bring me those. Keep going. This is the next one. Just do the next one. Yeah. Here's some translations. No immoral, impure, or greedy. Okay, keep going. Go down. Who is sexually immoral or impure, covetous. Right? Okay, keep going. Nor unclean person, nor covetous man, right? Who happens to be an idolater. That's a terrible translation. King James sucks sometimes. Keep going. New American Standard, which tends to be the most literal. Impure person, no immoral or impure. Okay, see how even they're kind of brushing aside what that actual purity is talking about, right? We're talking about Ganymede. There's a reason that Zeus drinks from his rectum. Don't get upset at me. It's in the Priapeia, right? It's, some British knight wrote a whole treatise on all of these aspects. There's sodomy and what it was within the ritual, dildos. There's all sorts of things that have to do with sexual gratification and ritual, because this is all under the umbrella of Lord Priapus, right? Now, you didn't think. Would you be surprised if Jesus is standing in the place of Priapus? Oh, now I understand the boys. Now I understand the boys that are with Jesus. It's a necessary occupational um, vehicle, the boys that they're using. Right? Okay, good. Let's go to the next one. Not good for them, the jig's up with these people, but I just want you to see a little bit of fragment here. This is just a little bit of Silene speaking. We're going to the cave of Hermes. We're going to his nurse, Kulene. And she says, "Me non apiste." Don't be in disbelief, right? Trust what that goddess gives you. Yeah. And the chorus sings back, and how, right? How can we believe that this dead thing gave out a voice? This corpse, the dead. How do we know that they thunder? Are you ready, people? We're at a Bacchic rave, right? Are you ready for the dead to give their voice? Because that's what we are. You are not who you were. You're dead. Silene says, believe it, right? For being dead, right? That dead person has a voice, but when they're alive, they're just a voiceless beast. Okay, that was a little bit extra for the people who like to solve the puzzles. Okay, I want you to, that was a little extra picture of what's going on within the right. Give me the next one. And finally, 1 Corinthians 10. Did he finally get here? How you doing, Mo? How you doing, Mo? No, you came dressed inappropriately. Take off, Moses. Take off your clothes, Moses. Right. Let's show you the rights. Are you ready? Blow this up, Chewy. I'm just going to translate this, people. Yeah. I don't want you to be ignorant of the fact, brothers, that our fathers, all of them, they were underneath the influence of the cloud. Yeah. And all of them came through the sea, through the midst of the sea. Yeah. And all of them what? All of them were baptized into Moses. Take it down. Baptized into Moses. And the Orthodox Jews in the group say, well, we don't care. That's your New Testament garbage. We don't care about that, right? It's fine. You can put up that wall, but you should know, you rabbis and scholars of the Torah, you should know that people in the first century who were reading your Septuagint are saying Moses is a Baptist. Moses is a Baptist. You mean, wait a minute, you mean all that funny snake stuff that Moses was doing and the snake on the stick and all the healing? Yeah, it's all Baptist. You were baptized into Moses. Now, originally, what this concept was is you are submerged in the muse, Musa. But what it became was you were baptized into Moses. It's no different, people, right? Every religious Jew on the planet owes a debt of gratitude to the Greeks who established their oracular cult. Moses would be nowhere without them. And maybe some priests, maybe some Egyptian priests, throw them in there, right? Alexandrians. Yeah, love it. Love it. Let's go to the next one. Isn't it nice to discover where you're from, right? And you can see that Christianity and Judaism are just variations of this very cult that we are talking about, that we're trying to get a straight up, right? Look at now. What is? I wanted you guys to see this definition. I should have used it earlier, but this is what happens. It's okay. This is what happens when the Bacchus enters into the state that they can end up doing a thing that has the root pi, right? Pi, paidos, meaning child, paizo, right? What am I going to do when I am under the influence of the cult and I am in my psychosis and I am seeing my two sons and I am sacrificing the children. What kind of mental place do I get to? I get to a place that I want to dance. Dance. It is a place that I want to play. Just look at the definitions. It's a place that I want to play on a musical instrument, which they do. For some reason, the music guides this group of maniacs, right? And women are the ones who pioneered this. It's only late that men get involved, right? And that's part of why you have John the Baptist and Jesus Christ, right? Cool. So what look what else does it mean? Number 5, play amorously. What? You mean so they use a word for playing amorously that uses the root for child? Yeah. Sportive, to be sportive, like a child, frolicsome. It's like you ever see a little deer jumping about, little young one jumping about, right, around mommy? Yeah, that sportive. They used to use that word. It's not really used anymore, but that kind of frolicsome behavior is what the Bacchus are known for. Okay, so take it down. I just want to give you the big picture within this rite that we have just come to. We are now in a state. We started out drinking some painkiller. I haven't felt a bit of pain. We entered into taking that gold. It's filling our veins. It's burning off our mortality. And what do? We offer up our children, right? We offer up our children. And what happens after that with all of this? Well, Jehovah gets mad. Bring us back to Corinthians. Watch what happens, people. Watch what happens. You know that they were baptized into Moses. You know that they were. Yeah. And all of them, what did they do? They ate. Wait a minute. They ate what? They ate a pneumatic broma. And that word broma, just leave it up to you. That word broma can be food, something that is secreted. Wait, what? Yeah, it can be hors d'oeuvre. It can be poopy poops. It can be something that goes through your intestine. This is how it's used in the Gospel of Mark. It's not what goes into you that corrupts you. Because watch what happens. That stuff just goes through your bowels and ends up getting extruded. It ends up getting extruded as broma. It ends up wait, what? You mean your body can process something into broma? Yes. And that is what they are eating. They're eating pneumatic broma. What is pneumatic broma? I don't know. I'm going to pass on that one. I'll stop with the gold. The pneumatic broma, let's just leave it at that. But it does something to you. You remember that manna? Did you know that they were all on drugs? Manna is a drug. It's a Greek drug and a Greek name. It is not Aramaic. It is not Hebrew. Hebrew did not exist when manna existed. Yeah. But you know what manna does. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Manna sustains us. Manna is what they gave to Mary, the Virgin Mother of Jesus Christ, when she was in the temple being nourished by angels. Manna is what they gave her. Okay, here we go. Let's go back to Corinthians. It's so creepy, isn't it? It's like we're all of a sudden in some kind of culty group or something. And what happens? They ate this stuff, and then epinon, God, ek pneumatikis akuluses petras. Wait a minute, what? The poma is a potion. They have created a potion, a poma, and they're drinking. This is Moses, the people of Israel, right? Who at the time were not really calling people of Israel, but this migrant group, right, in the desert. What do? They're drinking potions. They're eating broma. And what else? There's a rock. There's a rock with them. Wait a minute. You mean the bride has to be around that rock? Yes, that's the Greek that I showed you. That rock goes with the process of the mystery. Are the Jews performing the mystery? Yes. Are the Christians performing the mystery? Some of them, right? Fantastic. The rock is there. One more time. One more time. Oh, let's just go. Okay. Yeah, and somehow they end up getting extruded into the wilderness. But anyhow, things go bad and God gets mad and people die. And these things are there for examples for you people. See, you might know not to have these, tendencies to be able to go into this process of using these drugs and becoming born again. You're going to have to stop doing this, right? There has to be a real skene here. There has to be a limiting tent where we can go, a limiting tent where we can all go, right? There's got to be a place, hence Jesus in the temple, right? He's reestablishing, he's taking over the Bacchic tradition. One more time with that verse. I just want to see if there's anything there at the bottom. Yeah. So there's a lot of pornating. I just want you to see at the bottom, there's a lot of pornating, right? And a lot of people get killed for the pornation. Now, you can follow the fairy tale and you can say something like the ground opened up and swallowed them, or you can say there was a fairy of death that came down and caused everybody. I like that one. I like the fairy of death. Yeah, it's fun. I read that to my children at night. It's a bedtime story. The angel of death. What a terrible job. Okay, but what happens? What happens? These people are pornating, right? And that's what's the wrecking the problem. That's why thousands of them are killed. How many thousands? A lot of thousands, several thousand, right? Okay, take it out of here. Moses is presented by the author of this epistle, if it's Paul or whoever, who cares? The I don't care if it was the actual junkie. I know they trust this one, but if it was the actual junkie Paul or not, Paul knows the thorn in the flesh. He knows this, so he knows that when Moses goes out and he's with his people and he's getting ready to build that skene so that he can have that one right, so that he can control the oracle. Because if everybody's doing it, gives us no power. Why do you think people in Eleusis kept it secret? Why do you think their priesthood kept it secret? Because people went every year to Eleusis to be able to have this life-changing experience, right? It was keeping the territory. They were guarding the territory. And Bacchus says in this text, he says, hey, this isn't that cup that Athena gave you. This isn't that. This is the gold of Bacchus, right? You're about to go there. This is the right that Christianity emerges from, makes changes to, and then perpetuates with its own bastardization of the right. Now, the early church fathers messed up and had them remove the drugs from the right. And as Christianity came to power in Rome, and as they found their Trump in Constantine, they found access to that power. They then regulated all of the experience that you would get from the use of a drug, i.e., idolatry. They regulate it. Haven't you ever wondered why modern evangelicalism and Nancy Reagan go hand in hand? Haven't you ever wondered why people just say no, and why it's a good religious person doesn't do drugs? Haven't you ever wondered that? That is the mechanism of a people who lived in the 3rd and 4th centuries trying to get you to have your access cut off. So much so that now we don't even have the concept of the drug communion. We don't even have the concept of it anymore. We're having to rediscover it. We're having to rediscover it. Yeah. I want you to be happy tonight knowing that all of the religions that are around you, that you're hearing, that you're feeling, the ones that are propelling you forward, those religions have an anchor in history. This is where we're from, people. We're from this rite. It was this mystery that forged Western civilization. It was this mystery that creeped across the Atlantic, right, on some ships, and ended up with you and I celebrating Thanksgiving, a holiday that Thomas Jefferson said should never have been a holiday. Never should the government have supported a holiday that was a religious holiday. Why? Because everybody knows from history, as soon as they take over, as soon as you have a man, woman, or child in a Christian office, you will lose your democracy. You will lose the voice of the people. You will lose the golden age that you've managed to bring to the world. And if you doubt me, the last 1,000 years will show it. Have you seen the sacrifice? Have you seen the children sacrifice? I want to make a personal appeal, because on the breasts of a lot of people out there are, let's save the children, while all of us watch the thousands. How many is it up to now? 5,000? 6,000? Imagine 5,000 children slaughtered on the altar of greed. Yeah. Justify yourselves. Justify yourselves. Take that to the watchers. Try sometime sitting with a watcher and try speaking up as if there's something good about the human race. Try it. Thanks for coming tonight. I will see you next Wednesday for what is the downhill end of Lady Babylon Satanic Initiation. Thank you for coming. Hail Satan.
You never cared for fame and fortune or worldly renown. On the day that it came knocking, you just turned it down.